Hello, everybody. It's Lenny Murphy, continuing with our CEO series, and today joined by one of my favorite people, longtime friend, one of the most awesome CEOs, period, who also happens to be a woman, Adriana Rocha from eCGlobal. Adriana, welcome. It's good to see you.
Hey, Lenny. Thank you. Nice to see you. Thank you for the introduction. And yeah, it's been some time without no contact, so really nice to see you and know that we are here, right? Going through this, but still strong and yeah, doing good.
It is, I think that everybody's theme song now should be the Elton John song, I'm Still Standing. I mean, we're here we are.
Yes.
We've made it through. And you have made it through an awful lot. I mean, my God, so you and I met at ARF in New York 12 years ago, something like that.
12,
Um,
yes, almost there. Yes,
yeah,
10 years
yeah,
ago, actually. It was 2011.
was it? Is that when we met? And okay.
Yeah.
But you had been one of the early folks at GMI, which, now we're really dating ourselves, right? GMI
Yes.
going way back. Um, so that's probably a good segue then. Kind of tell our audience who may not be familiar with you and your story, just kind of tell your story. How'd you get from GMI to eCGlobal and meeting a freak
Oh
like
my
me?
gosh.
You know,
Yeah, so you mentioned GMI. It's funny because I started with GMI 20 years ago,
yeah.
actually. More, actually 21 years. It was 2000.
Wow,
So
so you were really early. You were really, really early then.
really early
Yeah.
stage. And it's funny because you know that I am a computer engineer, right? So I
Mhm.
used to code and develop software all of my career, even my previous life before joining the market research industry. And so I started with GMI in very early stage, startup phase, and I went to Budapest for a global training. And do you know, of course, most of the industry remember Rob Monster, GMI
I remember Rob
founder,
well. Yeah.
CEO. And so after my first interactions with Rob, he realized that I was like a programmer, right? So my first task with GMI was how I could process like a database of 1 million emails, and from there helping GMI to start building their first panels and evolving their panel platform. Actually, we sold that platform a license to TNS
Hmm.
globally, and I that's when I started traveling, around the world. So I traveled to Paris, and started working with remote teams. So it's been quite a journey, and seeing how the industry from that early stage has evolved, and of course that's seeing how the online panels and how the agencies were creating their first online surveys and online research projects.
Hmm.
Uh, I was very frustrated with some of what is happening in terms of user experience was terrible. Those long
It was. And isn't
it's
that sad? I
still
mean, it
it's
was bad
still
then, and it's still not awesome in a lot of scenarios, right?
yes, correct. So seeing that, I was frustrated, and I knew there was a big issue to be solved, and that's how I started this global. Actually, I started this global 15 years ago. Actually, we are celebrating our 15 years this year, and thank you. So we wanted to change the user experience. We wanted to change the way that we could really learn, generate consumer knowledge in a more interactive, more fun way, something that could be so natural for the users to participate in market research, as
Hmm.
fun as like playing a game or as fun as joining friends in a specific group. And without knowing, back in 2006, actually, I presented that at the ESOMAR panel conference in Barcelona in 2000, oh my gosh, 2006, yes.
Hmm.
How panels would evolve as communities. right? How we could really connect people, let them talk, let them collaborate, and then the brands and then the researchers will be part of this entire experience. So we were building a pioneer social media platform without knowing that. By that time, we were incorporating gamification, online communities, social media, uh, a lot of components and elements that we see nowadays being used in social networks, in online communities. So we've been really a pioneer in that space, not just envisioning it, but really building, testing, evolving the platform, working with clients that share the same vision. So when I look back in these 15 years, I would say that we have our first phase where we were trying to work with agencies, trying to really, you know, like being the technology enabler, right? But we were still not in control of the entire user experience. And then I said, well, we need to start talking directly with the clients. We need to really connect with the brands and also uh, you know see if we can build something different. And I'm very happy to see how in the last 3 or 5 years we've seen this change, right, in market research departments being merged with CRM departments, CX programs now becoming, an entire, our market research platforms or our technology platform being incorporated as part of these CX programs. So a lot of change, but at the same time creating, I believe, a lot of opportunities for our industry to really navigate in broader opportunities inside these large clients and in organizations.
Yeah. Yeah, you've always been visionary, Adriana, and I don't mean that. I'm not saying that just to fluff, right? I think that's one of the things you and I have always connected on is, thinking through what those opportunities look like, and it's been incredibly impressive to watch you do it, right? To implement that vision, and I think it was about a year ago, maybe a little over a year ago, that last time that I had a demo of your platform, and
Yes.
I left that going, holy crap, right? Like you've built
Mm-hmm.
a social media platform, right, that is aligned towards research, but with the consumer in mind. And I think that was always one of the things that was incredibly impressive was uh, your sense of design, the visuals,
Correct.
the interactivity, just leveraging things that actually were an enjoyable experience. Now, they may look different from how we think about traditional research, right? But all the elements are there, but designed for consumers to actually enjoy the experience. And it
Exactly.
yeah, and it's just been
And
it's
and if
been
you
amazing to
see
watch.
and if you see it even one year after that, if you see it the current version, you'll be amazed because we've developed some really cool features and exactly always thinking or on the user on the first place, the user in mind. So users they love to participate, in our platforms, in the communities, and in these social networks. And Lenny, in the last years, we've seen something even that's, I believe, very unique in the industry. We've seen clients joining together to build communities for more than one brand. For example, we have a large project in Brazil where we have, for example, Nestlé, Natura is a really large beauty company in Brazil. They are a Brazilian company, but they've been expanding globally. They acquired Avon in the US, the Body Shop,
Mm,
and we have also Itaú Bank, largest bank. So imagine, and there are other companies joining this group in, I think that's the first B2B collaborative platform where different clients from different industries, they come together to build communities and understand the consumer
mm,
in a more holistic way. So it's not just about understanding how people use financial products or services. It's not just about understanding what are the changes on their, for example, food preference, right?
mhm,
And
mhm.
as well as beauty. It's understanding people. It's connecting these brands with people and understanding, listening to them. in a more integrated way. It's like putting humans
Yeah.
and the people in the first place. So it's if I share with you some of the new things that we've been doing, you would be even more amazed, I'm sure.
Well, so
Really,
we should circle back around and do that because there's actually so this is the interview, not the business discussion, but there's some interesting synergies with what I'm seeing with the Veriglyph project that I'm working on,
hmm
aligned to that idea of thinking about we don't have to own these relationships with the consumers directly. We need to own the opportunity to engage with them, and that can be a collaborative process. So it's really interesting.
yes,
We'll,
yes,
we'll
exactly.
we'll circle back around to that.
hmm
Um, but I want to go back to one of the things that was also always impressive. I remember the first time that you showed a video of your developers of your office in Brazil, and it's in this mansion, right? And there's a pool, and everybody's walking around in shorts, and it looks like this fun vacation spot, but that's your office, and everybody's just working in a very informal process, very informal capacity, or informal environment. Uh,
Yes.
like, oh, I'm coding, I'm gonna take a break and jump in the pool, and I'll come back and code some more. And just wow, how cool is that? So let's talk about the culture of eCGlobal, because
Correct.
you saw this
hmm
vision for building a new type of capability, a new technology, and you've been successful at that.
hmm
What's that? How has that evolution of the culture played as well, and why has that been important to you?
Yeah. Well, so culture and team is everything. I would never build this business without this amazing team that we have. And culture for us is really being connected to this mission and purpose that we have. So let's build the future of this industry. Let's create something different. Let's do this together. And of course, that as we are trying and building something that we want to be fun, that we want to be how people engage and continue engaged in long term. That's part of our culture as well. So let's work hard and have fun as well. Let's create a culture of collaboration, of teamwork, of ownership. So that is very important. Is It's a very strong company of our success. It's really building this team that's connected, that understand our mission, our purpose, and that we are building this together. So it's a very
Okay.
important component. And of course that before the pandemic, we already had this culture of people working from wherever they want, part time in the office, a lot of people working home office. I have people who work with Seguro for more than 10 years, and they've been traveling around the world, working from Thailand, from China, from any part of the world, and they are still working and connected and part of this culture, part of a unique team. So that was that facilitated for us to navigate through these challenging times after the pandemic as well.
So that's yeah. I think that the future of work is decoupled from location. So it always should have been that way. I'm so like you. I've worked from home for 20 years, right? And I've managed global teams and
Yes.
all of that. I've never felt the need to have a physical location that everybody had to be engaged in. So I think again, you were visionary in building a business that had that agility and flexibility baked in. So um, and how has that played in with kind of that work-life balance? Because you're a mom, right? You've got
Oh
uh,
my gosh.
so how have you dealt with all of that too, and helped that culturally within your business?
Yes. Oh my God. On a personal level, I believe that going through this pandemic, it's even the most challenged side of the pandemic. It's how we make sure that yes, I'm a mom actually of five, three kids, two pets.
All right, you're just trying to compete with me,
So
Adriana. Come on. No,
So yes, making sure that the kids, now being full time study from home, and all of us interacting and working and studying 24/7, everybody together, and my partner as well, working home office, that it was a new reality. So it was a lot of challenge to really to all of us to learn. Okay, we need to stay at home for some time, and we're still going through that, right? Of course, that next school year, kids will definitely start return to physical school, but yeah, it's been quite challenging, but we are all doing good. Thankfully, we are all um, doing good in terms of our health as well. So none of us got the virus. So, but yeah, I'm have to to balance, the personal, the professional, and the business side. And I think that is part of what women really uh, it's one of the most challenges that we have, how we can be amazing mothers, exposed, and also executives and business professionals. So, but yes, we've been. I think that I've been really learning a lot as well during this pandemic phase, and evolving to become even better person, a better mother, uh, learning that we in this difficult phase, having your family together in it's also very important. So we even strong our bonds, as a family. So yeah, it's but all good, all good. At the end of the day, yes, we've made it.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, I agree. I think that, this time last year, thinking when everything kind of hit, right, that we were never homeschoolers for a reason, right? Because we didn't think we'd be very good at it,
Mhm.
and we weren't very
Yes.
good at it. But that process of, having the deepening of the bonds, right? Having the kids at home through last year. They've been here in Georgia. They've been back in school since August, so it hasn't been, but last year certainly was
Mhm.
interesting, but really connecting those bonds. Now, what about, so your sister? Is she in Florida as well, or is she in Brazil?
She in Brazil.
Okay,
She in
so has that been a
Brazil.
challenge?
Yeah.
You guys are always, you were a unit. So has that been
Yes.
at all challenging not to have that ability to go back and forth as much?
No, actually, I haven't traveled, and so she's is there in Brazil, and she runs all of the operations, right, side of the company. So she's doing well as well. We really work pretty well together. We complement each other in terms of skills, and I am the one always creating new things and challenging all of the team. And she is the one, okay, that's fine, that's amazing, but let's see how we deliver this. So, but yeah, so that's another part. Not just having an amazing team, is really having the right people on the right seat, right? And having people that you trust and have your back, not just on good times, on the most challenging times as well. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, she's doing really good. Katarina, actually,
yeah,
the
good.
name.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, so tell her I said hello. We met in Atlanta at SMAR in Atlanta. I remember we hung out at was it the aquarium or World of Coke? World of Coke. World of Coke. And I remember
Yeah.
we had a fun evening hanging out together. But anyway, so I'll be conscious of time. You've been very generous, and you and I can go on for forever. But any last for aspiring entrepreneurs, um, any advice, any guidance that you could give them to kind of distill all this experience you've gotten for them?
Yeah. Well, I would say that one of the most important skills that an entrepreneur should have is really to resilience, to not give up with the first obstacles or with the first mistakes. because that's how you grow. That's how you really become strong and take your business to the next level. And so I would say that being focused and always, learning fast, applying the learnings, and trusting, your vision. And of course, that, as I mentioned, we talk a lot about team, about having the right people. I think that's one of the things that entrepreneurs should really learn from the beginning, that you need to really have people who is aligned with your vision, who is aligned with your culture. So it's about people. It's about having learning fast. It's about not giving up in the first challenging time. And so I think that's one of the really things that it's really important, and I would say as an advice for people starting their business.
Words of
Yeah.
wisdom. Words of wisdom.
Thank you.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, always a joy catching up, Adriana. It had been too long, and we need to make sure that doesn't happen again. So let's connect again soon, just to catch up, because again, I'm just such a huge fan of all that you've done, uh, and just love you, love all the how you're building the business, and I want to make sure that I stay connected. So let's do that sooner rather than later. It shouldn't be another year before we
Yes,
talk again.
sure. Yes, yes, sure. And so thank you again, Lenny. It's really great to connect again and see as well, how you evolve and how you helped the business, all of our industry to connect, to build this sense of community, and connecting different stakeholders, and the tech providers, the agents, the end clients. I think that you have a very important role in this, helping the industry to evolve as a community. And I look forward to continue working together and developing new things, and for sure not spending so much time without contact again. So
Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, thank you. I appreciate it. So you have a great day. It's a Friday since we're doing this, so have a good weekend as well. Enjoy that Florida sunshine, and we'll chat again soon.
Great, thank you. Have a
All right.
wonderful weekend too.
Thank you.
Talk
Bye.
soon.